Room Room Race fans, welcome to the Sunday in Life of a Motorsports Obsessed Pastor, and it is the best Sunday ever outside of Easter, Christmas. It's Motorsports Christmas, and we have so much action on tap today. I'm excited to share it with you guys, and I'm excited to hear about your experience as well. But first and foremost, we are at church. I have a job to do. We've got a worship service to lead and a sermon to deliver. But before that, I'm turning on Monaco to catch a little bit of the action of the Monaco Grand Prix. I normally don't do this. I normally don't get to watch the Formula One races live, but I thought for today I'd catch a little bit of it while I was getting ready. And these are some clips of me watching it intently at the start of the race, but I really just had it on the background while I was getting ready for the day. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, it was a chaotic Sunday at church. There were people out, people sick. My microphone wasn't really working, and so it was a lot to put together. And of course, I was also excited about Motorsports Christmas, but it ended up being a good Sunday despite that, because you just got to be flexible. That's how life goes in ministry. Because of the chaos, I had to throw my bow tie on really quickly, run into service, and I'm home. Time to get ready for the Indy 500. I'm super pumped, and I know you guys are, because it's time to go back home again to Indiana and sing and join all the celebrations. There's just so many amazing traditions about the Indy 500. It was cool to witness a couple years ago. And one thing that's heartbreaking about motorsports is when things like this happen. I was so heartbroken for Scotty Mack. That was miserable and gutting. And I like Scotty Mack. He's not necessarily my favorite driver, but man, that set the tone for a weird Indy 500, because we had that wreck before the start of the race, and then we had this wreck on the first lap, and we had so many weird incidents throughout the day. It was like a cursed Indy 500. What wasn't cursed were these peanut butter chocolate chip cookies that I made that my wife asked for, and they were delicious, made them to perfection. But those weren't burnt, but geez, that 20 car for Alexander Rossi was nearly burnt. I'm glad he's okay. He clearly was very upset. I'm glad all of the team members are okay too. But that was crazy to see a fire. And it was time for a NASCAR spritz. But hey, the Indy 500's on, so let's just call it an IndyCar spritz. If you've not seen my video about me making it before, here's a little quick action of me doing it. In my previous video on this, somebody recommended that I actually start with the beer last, and so I gave that a try, and it actually worked out pretty well. And so it was a refreshing beverage during the Indy 500, and maybe I had another. We'll see. Part of the chaotic day was the double attempt by Kyle Larson. This one went arguably worse than last year. He wasn't super competitive. He wrecked out early in this race, and it was just a no-good, miserable day for Kyle Larson. I'm not a Kyle Larson fan, but I did feel really bad because it's so much time and effort. Okay, the race was just weird in general. I did enjoy the strategy elements, and I love seeing Connor Daly lead late. I felt bad for him when the strategy and tires went away, but it was a very interesting strategy race. And I don't know if it was a good race or a bad race, but it was definitely an interesting race, and Alex Palou shocked us all by getting the lead late. Here's the final lap. Marcus Ericsson was close. He couldn't quite get those runs to make a move, but it was really stressful and exciting whenever it's coming down to a close finish. And I couldn't believe that Fox cut away from Nolan Siegel, who was in the wall, instead of Alex Palou crossing the finish line. And we didn't even get a replay of what happened to Nolan Siegel, so I was very confused about all that. But anyhow, congratulations to Alex Palou, a deserving winner, a deserving champion of this race. I love seeing how much Alex Palou was really cherishing the moment with his team, his family, and just everyone involved in the process. He's a deserving winner. He's having an incredible year. And on the flip side, I mean, just gutted for Marcus Ericsson. I saw him win in 2022 when I was there, and he's very capable at the Indy 500, but just made a mistake. And Alex Palou is just inevitable. Now it's time for another outfit change because it's NASCAR time, and yes, you can get this shirt on TikTok Shop. The link is in this video, and it's an awesome vintage shirt if you do like that sort of thing, which I do. It's time for the Coca-Cola 600 starting on the iPad because my wife is watching the Marvelous Miss Maisel show, and eventually I would get to see it on the big screen. But while there was a break in the action, I got my mountain bike gear together because I had a big ride planned with some buddies on Monday. And yes, I do have a NASCAR bag that I got online from the shop that I put my mountain bike stuff in. And it's time for the nightcap of the Motorsports Christmas Day. It's time for NASCAR's endurance race, the Coca-Cola 600. I love this event. I think it's so cool and just an amazing race. To me, the Coke 600 felt like the best race of the day, and wow, it started off really interesting with Kyle Larson on a heater, taking the lead, dominating, and then wrecking. Man, Kyle Larson just had a miserable day. Also, loved all the zoomed in shots of Denny Hamlin. It's crazy to see how much they were bouncing around and just the head vibrating and shaking while he's trying to drive, and he was just locked in, laser focus. Those restarts are wild as they're spread out, and we saw some intense battles up at the front between William Byron and Tyler Reddick early on in the race. It's time for my second NASCAR Spritz, and yes, this one officially is a NASCAR Spritz because we have the Coca-Cola 600 on. My wife saw Jeff Gordon on TV and instantly thought, wow, that guy has had Botox. If you've not seen that video, it is hilarious. But clearly she was interested in Jeff Gordon and how he has taken Botox. No shade, no shame. And here we have Denny Hamlin versus William Byron. Some incredible battles. I think there were 15 lead changes between them all. And there's Kyle Larson, who's officially out of the race, while we see an incredible battle for the lead. At the end of stage 3, it was time to take my dog outside on a walk because it was time for bed for him, basically. And so I had to move to the bedroom as well because I was pretty tired. It had been a long day of work, watching racing, and the Coke 600 wasn't yet over, but I really wanted to catch the end. There was an intense battle off pit road between Byron and Hamlin. Their battle wasn't just on track, it was all over the place. And oh boy, heartbreak struck again for Denny Hamlin. I enjoyed this graphic by Prime. Prime did an awesome job in general, and I know I saw a lot of positive comments from you guys about that and just on the internet, but just a bummer for Denny Hamlin that they messed up the fuel situation. I don't know if Denny would have won or not, but geez, William Byron's car was fading at the end, and Ross Chastain was sneaking up there, and good old Ross was smashing Florida fresh watermelons. It was awesome to see. I love Ross and his personality. I think he is the man of the people for NASCAR fans, and smash that watermelon, Ross. Thanks for joining me on Motorsports Christmas and a day in the life.